Here's a view from the house of Macquarie, ML Walter, who is of the view that in the near term, India is not a very attractive destination, and he believes that till the time policy reforms will not kick in, Macquarie will not upgrade their India outlook.
The relative prospects for India don't look that enticing as far as I can tell. To be fair, the risk reward has improved with the market seeing a contraction in valuations, but basically India remains an underweight as far as we're concerned. The marginal profitability in emerging markets is under much more pressure than we see it in developed markets. This is due partially to the successes of the past. In other words, we don't have much excess capacity and our costs are rising very quickly. I think the growth of emerging markets is slowing much faster than in developed markets. In developed markets it's already next to nothing, but emerging markets we're coming off a high base. I think the valuations for emerging markets are relatively unattractive, and I think that ownership is quite crowded. So I would prefer to own developed markets over emerging markets at this point. We do like the defensive areas of telcos and utilities. We happen to think that there is a secular theme underpinning performance of the telco space anyway. On the other hand, we also believe that some cyclicality in the portfolio can be had cheaply in the areas of technology and selectively amongst financials. So that's the kind of barbell approach we take. Amongst the things we are much less enthusiastic about, we have written extensively about the potential for oil prices to come down significantly, and I think the whole energy complex is basically unraveling. You're seeing coal prices off significantly, you're seeing gas prices off significantly, and increasingly you're seeing oil prices under pressure. And finally, the luxury industry looks deemed to basically experience a prolonged period of underperformance. There's way too much enthusiasm, and there's a number of macro and micro issues that will lead to underperformance here. I think we're going to be faced with choppy waters in much the same way that the first half has brought us elevated volatility and relatively modest, if not insignificant gains. The reality is that the world economy is slowing down. Global PMI indicators have now almost universally gone below 50, which is obviously indicating a contraction as far as manufacturing is concerned. Furthermore, obviously there is still risks represented by the financial crisis in Europe. And so although equity valuations for the region overall are not overly expensive, basically there is no clear catalyst to make them so. And my feeling is that it's best to err on the side of caution for the next half year.